for your guys' time. And now we're going to go over to VCU. You guys, the Zoom is all yours.
Hi there. I'm Renee Fisher. I'm one of the chief residents at VCU. We also have Chris Nevzadowski. Hopefully I said his name right. I think I did. We also have Kevin Forster, who's our other chief resident in the program. Thanks to PM&R Scholars for giving us this opportunity to connect with you guys. It's amazing. There's 64 people and going down joining on the call. So we had some awesome PGY 3s and 2s make a video for us to show you our new facilities. We just built a brand new rehab center, which is amazing. It's state of the art. It's a gorgeous giant facility that's gonna really open doors for us down here in Richmond, Virginia. So I'll share that video with you. Then I have a PowerPoint presentation for you, and then we're open for as many questions as you guys can fit in a 20-minute period with everything else. So. And let me know if the video has audio or not. I'm curious about that. So just
Hey, future PM&R residents. My name is Tony Zanger. I'm a PGY3 here at VCU. Just wanted to take a couple minutes to introduce our program and show you guys our brand new state-of-the-art rehab facility. This is our brand new massive gym, a ton of state-of-the-art equipment, plenty of room for everybody. We've got a ton of high-tech equipment, including virtual reality. You can just see how massive this place is. Here we have our resident room that you'll be working out of, rotate through on brain injury, spinal cord injury, and general rehab. So we do have in-house call here. You'll be on call maybe once a week during your PGY2 year, but it's actually a pretty sweet setup. The residents are here for code blues, rapid responses, and for admissions. The attendants take first calls, so for any orders, meds, just general things. We've got the call room here. It's a pretty sweet setup. Satellite gyms are located on each floor for the patients that might have trouble being in a busier environment in the gym. There are 3 other sites around Richmond that we rotate through. The Hunter Homes McGuire VA just south of the James River. Downtown at the main VCU hospital will be adjacent Children's Hospital, as well as at our multi-specialty outpatient clinic that's a few blocks away from this inpatient facility. Outside of work, there's plenty to do in Richmond and the surrounding areas. Downtown provides a plethora of dining, entertainment, shopping, a good nightlife. And if you want to get away for the weekend, the Virginia Beach is amazing. The mountains are just over an hour away, and you can be to the Nats game in just under 2 hours as well. Six phenomenal fellowships are available through our programs: sports medicine, spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury, and polytrauma amputee and MSK, and a research training fellowship. I started with this PM&R department my first week of medical school, and since then I've come to realize we have some of the best attendings throughout the VCU Medical Center and the hospital system. We have an amazing residency program. We have a ton of exposure to procedures, to a diverse population that has a variety of illnesses that we learn to treat. We have really good extending relationships as far as changing the curriculum. If there's something we don't like, we can have it changed by the next person's rotation. The attendings are really good about that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the tour. That's all we have for today. If you have any other questions, hop on our main website, email any of the residents. We're happy to respond to anything, and hopefully we'll see you on interview day.
All right, thanks for watching the video. Next, I have a PowerPoint that our program director prepared for us. All right, so there's 7 slides, so it'll be pretty quick, and then we'll be ready for questions for you guys. So
we actually do not see the slides. If you're intending to share them, we don't see them.
Perfect.
Just want to give you a heads up.
Never used Zoom before. This is my first time. I'm just kidding. I've used Zoom.
The slides are extra. It's just a teaser for if you get an interview.
Yeah. Kevin's right.
We can see them now. You're good. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Got it? All right.
Oh, we got it.
So welcome. That's the voice of Kevin and maybe Chris. Okay, so VCU Health, Department of Physical Medicine Rehabilitation, 2020, that's our year. So welcome. This is from our program director. Things very important to our program is finding your passion, creating your expertise, mentoring, teamwork, collaboration, community, research, academics, and the people's names are in the way of the rest of the stuff. Our mission is to educate and develop highly competitive and compassion-driven physical medicine rehabilitation physicians. And we're happy to chat to tell you more about how we strive for that. As you saw in the video, those are the sites that we're at. It's actually an incredibly beautiful city, and we have some really great sites. As you can see in the upper left-hand corner, that's just the standard hospital. So many of you guys are from other academic centers, and you know there's just like a hill that has a bunch of buildings on it, so we have that too. Some of the buildings are older than others. Some are remodeled, some aren't. We have, I think it's about 800 beds, and we have an intern year that's combined with our program that you can opt to do an internal medicine year with us, or like I did, you could do a transitional year, and I did mine in Philly. The next one there is the Now Center. It's brand new, has lots of windows, and it's a great place to learn because it's just a beautiful building. And we rotate right next to the neurosurgeons, so we can ask them questions right away if we have them, and they can ask too if they want us to give them input about what we know about bowels and bladder. Next below is the 100 Holmes McGuire VA Medical Center. It's one of the highlights of our program. We have an incredibly strong veteran center, which gives us tons of opportunities to do all kinds of injections. We have all kinds of state-of-the-art equipment. This is where we could see people walking down the hall in exoskeletons. There's tons of research opportunities there. The sky is really the limit at the 100 Holmes McGuire VA. The next one there is SAI, which you saw in the video, and the Chore Pavilion is below. That's the lower left-hand corner. That's where we do our PEDS rotation. And below that is another new facility where we do some EMG work. Facts and figures from our program. I won't read all this, but you can read along. We pass our boards at a great rate, and we have tons of fellowship opportunities. So we have an MSK amputee fellowship, we have pain medicine slots, we have 4 this year. We have a spinal cord injury fellowship, a sports medicine fellowship, an integrative medicine fellowship, and in the past we had a traumatic brain injury fellowship that we're hoping to bring back in about 2 years. Something interesting about our program is we've had a lot of national leadership. So if you're really into academic medicine and want to be a leader in the field, we've had a lot of past presidents. These include in PM&R. Our current program director was a past program director, or past national president of AMSSM. So she's really big on sports medicine. She currently helps with the Olympics. So she's really big in that. We've also had other past presidents, as you can see listed. Dr. Sifu is our chairman. He's one of the most interesting people that you could ever meet. Highly recommend if you could ever, like, if you could just YouTube a video of Dr. Sifu speaking. He's also on the textbook, the Sifu textbook. Look it up. He's really funny, really, really smart, and a great mentor to have just in our department. Right now I'm looking at jobs, and it's been really helpful to talk to him about his insight, and he knows a lot of people. So definitely an asset to our program. This is our family. This is a picture from last year. And we do as many social events as we can with COVID. We actually just had one last weekend where we all went to a park and we grabbed our sandwich at the front, and then everybody socially distanced within the park and tried to avoid congregating in groups. So it was fun. And then some other highlights, we're all paired with faculty, so we all have mentors to reach out to for questions. Mine's Dr. Carter. I'm really into quality improvement, and he's been amazing. I just submitted a paper to PM&R 2 weeks ago with him. We cover sports of all levels. We have a book club get together in January. We have competitive benefits, vacation and salary, many educational resources, money for educational expenses, and that's hidden under people's names. So in general, come to our program or interview with us, get to know us, and I believe we are ready to take questions.
Hey, well, Renee, can I say some stuff?
Yeah. That's the slideshow, so jump in, Kevin.
Oh, perfect. So, when I was looking at programs, I really wanted one that was kind of going to give me the opportunity to kind of figure out what I wanted to do in the field of PM&R. I went in, thinking probably outpatient musculoskeletal, but, in the back of my mind, it's like, well, I really should go to a program that, gives me the opportunity to really explore all the parts of PM&R. And when I interviewed at VCU, really blew me out of the water with just kind of the vastness of the clinical exposure that you get. The procedures, the cases, we're a level 1 trauma center. We're the only one for hundreds of miles. So we get patients all the way from Tennessee with their injuries. We get lots of bizarre neuro cases because there's, no one else, besides VCU that takes care of them. As far as procedures go, I hit my, procedure numbers within, maybe the first 2 weeks of being at the VA. You're doing, dozens of, procedures per day, 5 or 6 ultrasound procedures per day. You get very proficient with those. The attendings, wonderful people. They take the time to teach you. That's what they're there for. They're very passionate. A lot of our rotations, about half of them are at the VA, which is very nice because you have longer time slots. You have more time to spend with your patients. You have lots of time on EMG to actually really delve into the MSK and the neuro and actually really learn how to be a PM&R physician. We have the Sheltering Arms Hospital, which is beautiful. It's got 120 beds. We just found out recently that we get free food there. So we're pretty excited about that because that's a big motivator for residents, is not having to pay for things. And, overall, it's just kind of, wherever you go, it's just kind of about fit. And, I think a lot of the residents that came here, they heard, the residents, they heard the attendings, and they just felt the connection that, this was a place where they wanted to train with like-minded people. And that's why I came here, and I was right. And if I had to choose it again, I would.
Just to add on to that, I'd have to say that I came from Philly. I went to Jefferson, Philly, and Philly is an awesome city. I saw Penn's presentation. It looks awesome. If you're from up there and that's where you're tied, there's no bad choice in Philadelphia. But coming down here and meeting the program, it was just kind of like a breath of fresh air. Richmond is beautiful. Based on location, I thought it was gonna be the last on my list, and then I had my interview and it just jumped to first. I think it's just that people, the attendings and the presence down here is people are laid back. and don't have egos, and they're also extremely invested in teaching and letting you try new things. As far as injections, I do tons of injections all the time. Yeah, what questions do you guys have?
You guys have 5 minutes for questions.
So I can answer that about the call. I'm a current PGY2. I just started in the brand new rehab hospital. Again, I emphasize it's amazing. It's state of the art. It's everything you want. There's no missing pieces there. As far as the call, like we said in the video, it's about every 5 or 6 days right now. It's overnight, 24-hour call. I have to say it's very, very good right now because our attendings are taking first call. So we are there for true emergencies, code blues, rapid responses, chest pain, unstable vital signs. So it's very, very good. On the weekends, you do 24s, but you also get post-call days. So it's great. I have to say on most of my calls, it's, couple admission stuff and then sleep and then the day off the next day. So very, very good. I can answer more questions in depth about that if you want to email me. So we'll keep.
Looks like somebody asked a question about prosthetics and orthotics. So we have a pretty robust prosthetics orthotics program, actually. So we do some at the academic hospital, the downtown hospital, VCU. Just as seeing inpatient patients on consults as well as outpatient. We have some clinics where we see people. We work directly with the prosthetists and orthotists who come to the clinics, and we really kind of pick their brains about, what would be the appropriate thing, and, analyze and tweak the equipment there. We also see a fair amount of acute amputations and, their inpatient rehab stays. So you'll get mostly lower extremity on the inpatient side of things, just because the upper extremities typically don't need to come to inpatient rehab. And then in the outpatient world at the VA, we have a huge selection. So we're one of the amputee centers for the VA. So we in fact even have an amputee fellowship where you can get all the experience you want. They make their prosthetics in-house at our VA. So you spend time with the prosthetists. Actually, if you want, you can help to make them, or at least learn how to make them and to shape them, as well as just kind of learning the physician side of things. And, so I would say that it's actually top notch for the prosthetics orthotics.
And I just want to jump in because I know we don't have much time. Basically, if you have an interest, we have resources in whatever interest you have. I'd say one of our maybe weaknesses would be pediatrics. We don't have CHOP like Philadelphia does. But otherwise, if you want to explore an interest in P&O or anything, you are set at our program. I just want to answer Kate's question because she said she sees a lot in the news about Richmond. I'm honored. It's cool to be on the news. Since I'm from Scranton, I usually get about The Office, so it's nice to be about.
You guys have 2 minutes.
Thank you. So I live downtown. We're filming from my apartment. It's doing okay. Richmond's actually a really big city. It's spread out, so we actually are doing well on COVID too, because like there's the Richmond downtown where there's not skyscrapers, but there's tall buildings. But the population centers of Richmond are in pockets. There's like Mechanicsville, Midlothian, Short Pump. There's all these different places. So actually most people in Richmond probably don't live downtown. Most of the stuff you're seeing on the news is around the downtown, but most of the people and almost all of the residents, I think I'm the only one that actually lives in the downtown area. So yeah, I'd say that.
I mean, I live downtown. I mean, it's safe. I mean, it's a medium to small size city. Obviously, like any place, you have to be smart, and I wouldn't necessarily walk by myself alone through certain neighborhoods, but where people live, where the residents live, they're safe. Safe areas. A lot of the protests here have died down for the most part. They've already torn down all the Confederate statues that they possibly can. So I think the only statue left is tennis legend Arthur Ashe, but he's here to stay. So You know, I've had no issues living in Richmond at all.
And we skipped over Christian's question, community outreach, global health. I mean, SIFU is known internationally, so if you want to do global health, it's definitely there.
Multiple people have done,
yeah.
multiple people have used their elective time to go abroad.
Yeah.
They've done Vietnam. A couple people have gone to South America. So there are avenues.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like something that every resident does, but you know, the opportunities are there and the program can make it happen for you and is supportive if that's an interest of yours.
All right, guys, that takes us to 20 minutes. I'm sorry I have to cut you off. Thank you so much for your time. I have to say that was a really well done video, so kudos to you guys.
Thank you.